You know who it is. It's your boy Bigro, and we on the Parental Vision podcast. We have a very special guest today, Sharon Walden, 62 years old and retired, and she's going to talk a little bit about what it means to be a parent to her. And how many kids do you have, Sharon?
I just have one daughter,
One daughter. And how old is she?
43.
43. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Any
yeah.
grandkids?
Two grandsons.
Two grandsons. That's a beautiful family.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna jump right into it.
Okay.
All right. Um, what do you believe is the most important thing that you could leave behind for your daughter and your grandkids?
I try to instill in them to be kind to people, to always, look out for themselves, first of all, but to be kind and not to try to like beat over people,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing like that.
Yep.
Um, as far as property and that kind of stuff like that, working on that, but I think
Let's
that,
take out money and property.
yeah,
Besides that, because we all want to leave them wealth and some houses or maybe a house that's already paid off that they
right,
could give to their
right,
kids. But
right,
besides those two things,
yeah.
what else? Any knowledge or any?
Well, I just want them to know that they matter in the
Mm-hmm.
world,
Yep.
and if you want respect, you got to give respect.
Absolutely.
And just try to be the best person that you can, and don't let somebody take you out of your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
or bring you somewhere where you know you shouldn't be.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That's good. And if you could take anything from your personal childhood, like growing up, that changed you and said, like I know I said, oh, my parents were a little bit maybe too harsh on me. So when I have kids, I want to be that harsh, or um, I want to raise them in that way. I may want to do it a little bit better.
Hmm. Well, I was raised by a single mother,
Okay.
so pretty much the thing about being strict, I was a little more lenient with my daughter, and she in turn has been a little more lenient with her children.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's so much as us trying to do it different or better. I think is we go with the flow of society and what's happening.
Okay.
And things change from the 70s to the 1999 to 2005.
Correct.
And when I was born in 61, it was a simpler place. It was a simpler time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I try to instill in her and the grandkids that a little bit of discipline. You're just not gonna be, a wild child, but you gotta have discipline for yourself, with your finances, with how you conduct yourself and who you with. So I think that's important to instill in any person.
I agree. And as far as goals that you may have had, did your daughter make those goals harder, or were you still able to accomplish what you wanted to as far as being a young adult until now?
Well, that's saying it takes a village to raise a family.
Hmm.
I was lucky and I was blessed. I had my mother and my sister and my brother.
Oh,
So
wow. Yeah.
having my daughter at 18 did not stop me at all. I went into service. I did 9 years in the Army,
Oh, okay.
and I've traveled. I worked at Department of Transportation for 34 years. I retired at 55.
Ooh.
So I've been blessed.
Yeah,
And she if anything, she made me want to do more stuff
gotcha. Because you
for
want to
her.
be,
If
yeah, you
yeah,
wanted to provide and be there,
right,
do extra stuff
exactly,
for her.
exactly, exactly. So and I always thought that if you're a young woman and you have a baby, that baby doesn't stop you. Don't let anybody tell you that. That's not true. That's
Yeah,
not
that
true.
was a big stipulation, especially me growing up at in high school. There were a lot of girls that got pregnant in 11th and 12th grade
Right,
and
right.
had babies, and it kind of slowed them down, and they didn't really have the like you said, the family behind them to push
Right.
them
That's why I said
to
I was
get them to
blessed.
the next
I was
level and
blessed.
help them and say, hey, no, you still got to go to
Yep.
school
Yep.
and better yourself so you can take care of that and provide for your
Yep.
child.
Yep. I was blessed. My mother, she stayed on me. I finished high school. And then, like I said, I did the Army Reserves for 9.5 years. I was active for 2. And I got my job when my daughter was 2, and I stayed there for 35 years.
Yeah,
So
wow,
yeah, I've been blessed. I've
that's
been blessed.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you have the military background. I have all of my family is on my mom and dad's side are military, and but I didn't go that route. I played sports, so I was able to use that instead.
yeah.
And I didn't like people yelling at me in my face all the time. So that wasn't a and I
It was an
that's the
adjustment. It
that
was
was
an
the number one thing I
adjustment.
heard every from basic training. Every
Yeah.
time a family member came back, it was
But
yelling and
I
screaming.
wouldn't change it. It's the best thing I ever did for myself. It taught me a lot. It taught me how to stand up to a person without physically touching them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know um, how to maneuver through bad times and rough times, and it helped me at my job how to learn how to calm it down, talk to people without yelling and screaming, because
Yeah.
we always got that the
Absolutely.
angry black woman
Yep.
syndrome. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm sure it just to bring it around, I'm sure it also gave you some structure and how to better raise your daughter and as far as when she's getting out of line, how to not yell
well,
and
yeah,
scream and
right,
just take the
exactly,
belt out to her,
exactly.
but just to actually talk to her
Yeah,
and give her some structure.
I think I think I maybe spanked her maybe 3 times in her whole life.
Wow.
Because all I had to do was look at her,
Yep.
and she knew.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So
She knew what time it was.
she knew what time it was. I
Yep.
didn't raise and scream. I was just like, and that was it.
I
So
know that look. That's my
yeah,
mom look
right,
too.
right,
That's
right,
that in church talking too
right.
much look. You better be
Exactly,
quiet.
exactly, exactly. Yep, exactly.
What steps do you believe your daughter had to take to be successful in life? Like did 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 you force her to say, okay, you have to go to college or you have to go to trade school, or can she just get a job after high school, or what steps did she take to get to where she is right now, or where
Well,
she is today, I should say?
I I pretty much let her be herself. And high school changed drastically over the years, and a lot of young adults have a hard time in high school, and
Mm-hmm.
she was one of them.
Yep. Yep.
And not so much the curriculum, but the actual people.
Yeah.
So I let her do what she could do. She went to several schools because I'm not going to expose her to something that she is traumatizing her mentally. So she couldn't do her work,
She couldn't focus
She couldn't
on the
focus on her
important
work.
things. Yep.
But she got through it. She, did the stuff that she needed to do. She decided that she wanted to be a nurse. She started going to school and doing what she was doing. Unfortunately, that didn't pass, so she took another path, and she's doing okay. So, I mean, you always have this dream that, oh, my child's going to be a doctor, or my
Yeah.
child's going to,
Yep.
or she going to be this, or he going to be that. And that's all good to feel like that, but to really like put that on your child's shoulders,
Yeah, it's too much.
that's too much.
It's too
That's
much.
too
Yep.
much. And I didn't do that. I was whatever she wanted to. I love my child unconditionally.
Yep.
That's because I got that kind of love.
Correct.
So whatever she decided to do, mommy was on her
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. And that's how I am with my daughter too, because I played basketball my whole life. I really wanted her to play, but
Hmm.
it just wasn't her thing. She's
Right.
13 now. She's a dance. She's been dancing since she was 3. That's her thing.
That's her.
So
Right.
instead of me forcing
Right.
what I wanted on her, I just
Right.
said, "Do you want to do this?" She said, "No, Daddy, I want to dance."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well we
Yep.
gonna dance then.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yep. They're individuals. I mean, at a certain point, you know, when you're so little and you're a toddler, you learn how to say no. You got a personality. Okay, I'm gonna
yeah.
treat you like that.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. Yeah.
This is probably gonna be my last question, and we could really dive deep into it. And it's, what advice would you give to, young parents, just like you had your daughter at 18, right?
Hmm.
At 18, having a child and feeling like they're overwhelmed and they can't get to the next level because they're just going through so much, and including the postpartum depression and
Hmm.
everything that happens after you have the baby.
Hmm.
What advice can you give to those parents?
Well, there are so many help services for young parents that I don't think a lot of people are aware of.
Oh, okay.
And if you are a young mother or a young father, because some men do
Yep.
get custody of their
Absolutely.
children,
Absolutely.
and you feel that you need help, there's places for you to reach out to. I'm not really sure the name of the places, but there are a lot of community-based places that you could reach out to that could help you through that. Don't try to do it by yourself, but don't stop trying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Get some help, talk to people, learn how to network. You might be able to find somebody that can help you like a babysitter or some kind of place for you to babysit and get you some kind of training or a job or something. You never know. It's a lot of stuff out there, but reach out to your community services and get the help because it's out there.
I appreciate your time, Sharon. We appreciate you coming on with us at Parental Vision, and hopefully we can schedule something again and get you on and take it from there.
Okay, well, thank you for having me.
No problem. You already know who it is. BIGRO, Parental Vision. We here.